different from emotion. So emotion disturbs the stability of a mind. So they are not suitable for subtle perceptions. Devotion, if it is on the emotional, you cannot understand the subtle things, very minute things on the spiritual path. So you need to identify that. So the devotion which we are speaking about here is not the feeling as we normally think. It is not a feeling. So devotion is a constant effort to orient the personality to the soul. And this means that the personality surrenders to the soul. Why? Because we always want to be on the personalities rather on the soul. So when we want to be on the right spiritual path, you need to dissolve the personality and be as a soul. Isn't it? So personality development is not the purpose of spirituality. It is just one step. So you need to merge this into the soul. So this personality, the persona means conscious. It means conscious. Persona, personality, person, all have come from that word. So here, and this is referred to as the bond with the soul or the surrender to the one who exists in all. This is the bhakti. So we also use the term disciple. Discipleship means striving every moment in your daily life to contact with the soul. So the 12th chapter, which is called the Bhagavad Gita's Bhakti Yoga, you all know it, explains that a devoted person sees nothing but that in the manifestation. That is in caps. In the manifestation, whatever you see, it is that. That is, in Sanskrit, it is said as tat. That tat as human, tat as animal, tat as plant, tat as mountains, like that. Okay? So, devotion is an aspiration to become one with that. So, here devotion means to absorb into the Lord and to experience Him. So, however, when we carry the divine with full of feelings, the emotions, no blockage experience of the divine. We come into the blockage. So, emotion is not the right way, but it can be one step. But at a stretch, emotion is not devotion. This should be underlined every time. So, all our feelings are every time making us a blockage to see the soul or the divine in you. So, that's okay. Don't worry. But try to understand it much better. So, emotion is not orientation towards the soul or the divine. So, we should show devotion not only to the divine but also to the action in life. Whatever the action you do in the life, you should show devotion in that. So, dedication is associated with concentration, alignment. So, mental concentration is not possible without devotion. So, we need to know that devotion is pure mental energy without any coloring of coloring by emotion. Emotion is compared with dirty water, whereas devotion with distilled water. Tali? Right. So devotion acts as compassion and love, as the ability to see the other people and what they need. That is what is devotion. So in Bharatiya Tattva, devotion is not learnt. It is already built in the individual. భారతీయులకు భక్తి నేర్పవలసిన పని లేదు. భారతీయులకు భక్తి వాళ్ళ తత్వమే భక్తి. What is tattva? It is the real I am. So you need not teach much about the devotion, but you need to understand devotion. Why? Because it have to work for the subtle works in the man. Otherwise, he will be only on the emotion and he always gets disturbed with the mental aptitude. So it should be used in a higher thing, right? This devotion should be used for a person on the higher self. But he every time uses in the lower self with the emotions. So that cannot make a right spiritual sadhana. That is what Master says. So here the emotion is every time a kind of ability. So it is easy for such people to transcend the mental plane as well. So only on the buddhic plane we experience the light. That is why we ask Gayatri, Dhiyo Yonak Prachodayat. Amma, let me see the light in me. If I want to see the light in me, I need to work onto the buddhic plane. That is why we say everyday Gayatri mantra. So if we want to arrive at more subtle dimensions of the mind and reach the buddhic plane, we need devotion. So devotion is the base for every good quality in the man. It can be of 3 qualities. We will see it later. Okay. So now Master, as the first ray and the 6th ray of devotion, because that the person who is full of devotion takes the steps to evolve for the evolution earlier and faster than someone who fights with his own mind all the time. Many times what happens, if he is not working with the right mentality, right procedure, he is every time fighting with himself. He says, I am a very nice devotee, but why did it happen only for me, etc. Because he doesn't know that he is only working on that emotion. So he should have that good discrimination. So he will work very fine if he knows this difference. So we cannot say Masters does not work with the 6th ray, and that is the ray of Master Jesus. We want Jesus. We don't want Christianity. Okay. What is he working on? Every master has this devotion. Okay. But they work according to the quality required there. Why did Jesus come? He wants to express the devotion. Even if he is smiling, even if he is crying, you see his devotion? How it is? Yes. So he is the master of the 6th ray. So that is why we are telling about and this master is also, we call it as Krishna. And when Krishna was leaving, he left Master Maitreya. So all these masters, they work on the devotional ray, bhakti ray. So every master has all the qualities of every ray. They work according to the plan and not according to how we think. Okay. So in the Eastern and Western, how this psychic is, the Western psychic is predominantly mentally oriented, while in the Eastern devotion predominates. So here, but that does not mean that in the Western such types do not exist. And also in the East, there are people who are strongly mentally oriented. In general, however, the first ray of the scientific, the scientific thought is more pronounced in the West and the sixth ray devotion in the East. So this is the general distinction from which no rule can be derived. So if you stimulate an already mentally oriented person, mentally still more, his head becomes as hard as concrete. If a person is already emotional, one should not drive him further into the emotions. If someone reacts too much with the heart, we have to bring him to the head. In addition, it should be noted that the person is subject to cycle in which he is more emotionally or mentally oriented. In spirituality, it is said that the head and the heart should be in harmony. If head is working too much, we should allow him to work on the heart. If heart is working so much, you should allow it to work on the head. So, where the head and heart meets, the soul exists there. The meeting of the head and heart is the place where God resides. So here we need to know the mindfulness for all of us, how the mindfulness have to come. So a person with devotion is full of attention to all the things in his life. Is it not? When he washes dishes, when he does any work on the physical plane, what we do? We buy a good shoe, a nice, good new shoe, and first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we take it a very nice care. After 1 or 6 months, what we do? We'll buy another one. So the devotion decreases on many things around us. So whatever you do, you clean your vessels, you do whatever things you want, but do it with bhakti. That is what Krishna says. Whatever you do it with bhakti. Don't keep crying to do that work. It is a service to the other person. Is it not? If that service is seen in a devotion, it will evolve you. Or else, it will be on the emotional plane and you will be disturbed mentally. If you say, why should I do all this work? Only this is my duty every day. Why can't this fellow do? Why can't this girl do? If you keep thinking like that, the devotion is getting the fell. It will fall away. It is not called the bhakti. So here you need to make the devotion means to have the same attentive attitude even after 2 years. That is where we say Shraddha. Shraddhavan labate vidya. Shraddhavan labate jnana. Like that. So you need to build our dedication shows how we are, how we care for things. Right? Devotion is an act of love that gives us the presence of joy of here and now. Every time it is there, but you don't recognize it. Only you act on the feelings. That will make you every time disturbed. So on the feeling you want to work with devotion, it will not work. On the emotion you want to do something, gone. 1 year we will love our husband or wife and we will be separated. Is it not happening like that? You say that as a bhakti or love? It is an emotion where you are every time disturbed. So that cannot be conducted. So many students of occult wisdom do many things, but they do not dedicate themselves to task with full devotion. Why? Because that is where Sai also says, Shraddha Saburi. With Shraddha and Saburi, you can get the love. The touch of the conscious is with love. Because love is the source. Love was the source. So what is happening? Here, many of the occult children who want to work on the spiritual path, they immediately get shifted. They do 1 year or 2 year sadhana and stop. So that cannot be called a devotion. So the sense of devotion and willingness to receive are particularly needed for meditation. So here, when we go into the next step with the devotion, you can meditate very easily. Because adhyatmamu antene నువ్వు నవ్వినా ఏడ్చినా అది ప్రేమతో చేయటం. When you come into the meditation path, it's more easy. That is why all our elders in the home, they used to teach us the bhakti. And you may ask, bhakti is just translated as love, isn't it? But what is love? Nobody knows. Love means loving husband, loving children, loving your relatives, etc. No? In Sanskrit, bhakti means banka. It is a kind of, gummish thing. What is this gummish thing for? It is every time, if you touch it, see, it will not leave you. So, it is derived from banka. బంక అనేటువంటి దాని నుంచి భక్తి అలా వచ్చింది. అంటే దాన్ని పట్టుకుంటే మళ్ళీ వదలదది. వన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ టచ్ ఇట్, ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ లీవ్ యూ, బికాస్ యు ఆర్ దట్. Because you are that. So what we call all the love to children, husband, etc. is called a vyamoha, a mamakara. In the mamakara, you have a kara. So every time you feel the pain. So bhakti is not a mamakara, vyamoha. See, it's a different thing. You work more into it. Why? Because you see everything as that on the manifestation. So you don't have a degree of love to each and everything. The degree of love is 360 degrees. So where you can meditate very easily. Meditating is not a big, thrush to a good devotee. It is as easy as eating a banana. It is so easy. So here, meditation is a very nice sense. So meditation should be not in a routine activity. Our mind becomes accumulated to every and very, very easily and does it mechanically. So the mind is every time accustomed to everything very easily and does it mechanically. So if we automatically follow the rule and lose the sight of the divine, no transformation takes place. Therefore, aspiration and devotion are very important to progress in meditation. So only when we are attentively oriented to the master, we can receive the impressions the master conveys. He is conveying so many things, but here the devotion is not at that point of degree. So you cannot understand what master is saying. Is it not? So you need to understand what master is saying when, how, only when you are into the deep love. Only that can process you the spiritual sadhana. So where I am telling you to know this subtle perception. But that's okay. So many people say, Chitta Shuddhi leni Shiva Puja ela. In Telugu we say, Chitta Shuddhi lekunda Puja cheyatam deniki. I am saying, Chitta Shuddhi kosame a puja. The people, those who sit idle, they say, some person does everyday puja and performs nice things every day. You know, it is a routine for that person. And the person who doesn't do it, he sits and comments. Why are you doing everyday puja? You don't have any kind of mindfulness. Huh? Why do you want to do it? It's not that. If you want to get that mindfulness, every day do the puja. Dani etla eggotalo chustadu kada veedu. He says, Chitta Shuddhi leni Shiva Puja lekala. He passes a big, statement. It is not that. To get the Chitta Shuddhi, you need to have the puja daily. It will improve day by day. It will improve day by day. See, it's so nice. You need to understand like that. Talli, you tell me the time, Talli. If I am taking too much time, please tell me. Right. So, we have in the Bhakti Marga, we have the total surrender. It is so good. So, if we dedicate ourselves completely to the cause, be it noble or not, our mind becomes very stable. So, here we have a nice kind of masters who is called Christ. Christ has offered himself. Why I am talking about Christ, don't mistaken me. Okay? Our Sanatana Dharma has every point of taking the master's nice words. They worked not with the religion. Spirituality is not a religion. It is one step. So try to understand what is spirituality. It is the combination of the religion, philosophy, and science. Don't blindly know things. Why I am saying Jesus is, we know his compassion. Why I am saying Krishna, we saw his compassion. So like that I am referring. Okay, don't mistaken me. Because there will be some hardcore people, I put namaskara for them, but I want only love. Okay, this coming into the deep love, the master who is working and offered himself for a noble cause. Likewise, there are so many masters with a mindful thing and worked for the noble causes, not just for their positions, but also their entire lives. Take an example of Madame Blavatsky. She has completed and she was fully not healthy. Her body was not supporting to do the master's work. But she said, I need to complete this. I need to complete this. I have to complete this work. So she did not put a step back. She made herself, even if her body is not supporting, she completed the master's work. So we need to understand this into the core. And she completed the secret doctrine and she dedicated and finished that work. So she was sure and she was she's about to die. But even then, she did a valuable work. Why? What for? It is the devotion. It is a great devotion that she put. So the path of devotion called bhakti in the East is not different from the path of yoga. So when Krishna speaks about bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, sankhya yoga, karma yoga, is there so many yogas? No. Each is interlinked with the each yoga. Yoga is one, but it has to attain the fulfillment. So he has to work on each wing of his own. That is why it is a separate chapter like. It is not bhakti yoga you do different, jnana yoga you do different, karma yoga you do different. No. All these have to come into the integrity. They all have to integrate. Then only you can understand what is actually spiritualism. So now on the path of the devotion, so yoga recommends surrendering to the master in all. Bhakti speaks of the same. It is the effort to remain in constant relation with the divine. Why bhakti quality? It is the constant living with the divine. That is where we want to every time conduct the bhakti. Otherwise, why should we have this nice meeting on the Zoom? No, we want to make a nice quality in the bhakti. We need to know its core. So where the path of bhakti is enchanting, since the student is at all times in the dialogue with the master or a divine. He who has the devotion always speaks to the master. That means not just the physical master, even who is around you. So he knows the presence of master in each and everything on this earth in front of him. So to whomever he speaks to the master. No? So he dwells in it. So he slowly replaces himself with the divine and he feels, I am not that, but you are the divine in there. So that is why the Indian rituals always say Namaskara. Why Namaskaram? It is identified as that, with that. Getting with the Namaha, Nenu Kadu, Na Aha. If I say I am, you are every time identified with the Ahankara. So you need to surrender yourself to the first person. So you say Namaskara, and but even then if you say Namaskara, you say I am speaking to the other person. That is what is Maya. So here, whenever you say Namaskara, you are identifying with that, again, I am, the first person. So every time you say Naha, I am not, I am not, I am not. That is the great gesture for only Bharatiyas. So many Westerns learned what is Namaskar. And now they, if you want to shake your hand, no, they put Namaskara and you people, you guys say, shake hand. Don't do that. You please do Namaskara, whoever they are, right? So that is why in Indian rituals we do Namaskara, not me, but you. So it is an attitude of prayers that we say, I ask for nothing. I offer from my worship, my love, my devotion to you. Namaskara is like that. I ask for nothing. I offer from my worship, my love, and my devotion to you. So the experience of the presence is felt. So today it is called the devotion when someone reverses the personality of another one. Okay, but this is not the devotion. However, when we see the divine in another person and meet them with friendliness and love, the devotion uplifts us to the soul conscious. So we can also feel the presence of an initiate when we read his teachings with intense focus. The teacher's presence is hidden in his teachings. During the congregations where the wisdom is being discoursed and listened to with great dedication, great beings come in invisible bodies of light and they give their presence. What is presence? And presence of experience is seen there. When we speak about all these things at India time as 4:30, it's now 5:13 like that. So what happens? The masters are very keen sitting in front of us invisibly and listening and giving us their presence. They are more interested for what we are speaking because they have a great work. They have to speak through us. So, who speaks and who listens? Shrota Vakta Swayam Janardanaha. So, who is speaking and who is listening is the master. So, where we get the presence of master. That is what is said. So, when there is a great discourse, there is a great dedication, there the masters are felt. So, great beings come, invisible bodies in the light, and they give their presence. So, each of the great beings have their own fragrance. By this, we can see that they are visited the place and spread blessings to us. Get it? How they bless us, how they greet us. Whenever there is a great satsang, satsang means sat sang. You are getting united with that. By what? By sound. You every time speak something good. The sound is traveling in the space, calling the master, and he sits in front of you as light. It is invisible, you cannot see. And there we get the experience of his presence. So every time our ancestral or the wisdom path says, stay in the satsang, stay in the satsang. So it is very nice happening for all of us with Balaji Temple, Virginia. It will have a very nice flourishment, no? With great, nice, good bhakti, nice dedicated work for Balaji Temple. So we need to have a nice satsang every time to work on this devotional path, no? To unite with God every time. So this bhakti is of two types. What we say, the nivritti and pravritti. Nivritti means this world is just a play. Only Sat is there. So he says, this is just a drama. No, the fellow who is on the earth, who sees the society or a family or anything, this is a drama. Why should I do all these things? That means he is on the sannyasi path. But still he has to work on the devotion. Don't forget. Okay? So he says every time there is only one. There is no second thing. Which also includes the Sankhya Yoga, which is on the knowledge. Okay? The pravritti part is, the fellow is in the family, but he takes one of the ashrama dharma and puts the devotion. He works on the devotional path. Both are good. Nothing is higher or lower. Both the things are very good. And these bhaktas, and you cannot get this bhakti just like that. ఊరకే దొరకున ఉన్నతోన్నత సుఖము అంటాడు అన్నమయ్య. This bhakti is not attained just like that. You need to work very compassionate, dedicated. Otherwise, you will be lost. So, there are 4 types of bhaktas. Those are called Arthulu, Jignasulu, Artharthulu, Jnanulu. And to understand, we are telling these bhaktas as 4 types. All the 4 types are good. Don't say these people are good, these people are... No, like that. There is a step. Stepwise they evolve. So every part of these devotees are required in the society. Why? Because we need to know from where we are working, from where our devotion is from. Isn't it not? So to know that, at least there should be a grading of this bhaktas. No grade is lower. No grade is lower. Every bhakta is very fine, very good. He will come to the next step, no doubt. That is the last step called jnana. This bhakti and jnana are linked with the karma. If there is no karma, you cannot understand what is bhakti and what is jnana. That is why karma is placed in between. So, your right work from devotion and from jnana will make you a nice, pure soul, an evolved soul. You need to work like that. So, on this plane, Narada also said many sutras, many aphorisms on bhakti. Svat asmin parama prema rupa. Satvasmin parama prema rupa. Without any kind of disturbance, without any kind of interruptions, without any kind of doubts, whoever works on the devotion, they are full-fledged, like gopikas. Yadha vraja gopikanam. How should we conduct bhakti? Asked by the disciples of Narada. What did he say? He said, Satvasvin parama prema rupa, yadha vraja gopikanam, akhanda avyavrata bhajanat, akhanda bhajanat, like that. Whoever keeps on chanting my name, whoever keeps on uttering my name, okay, inside and outside, I like them. Same bhakta priyaha. I love them, I like them, because they are every time indwelling in the nama. So where I can work very easily through them. Even if I give them a big task to work, they can work. So, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam in Vishnu Sahasranama. What did he say? Where are you there? Where are you, man? He said, whoever is doing the Sankirtanam, whoever doing the Namam. Like that, these bhaktas are all at very nice pedestrian, but the work, what every devotee has to see is to work on whatever the possible way on the devotion more. From service, okay, from nice words, from nice Sankirtanam. You need to build a nice atmosphere there, first of all with devotion. Then slowly all the persons will merge into. So we will see finally the what we call the 3 modes of devotion. What are the 3 modes of devotion? Lord said, see, the devotion is worked on 3 qualities. That is poise, inertia and dynamism. Okay. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas. These gunas will explore him, the man, to how to be with devotion. First, he might be with the inertia. He might come into dynamism. Or if he is in the dynamism, he might come into inertia. Okay. He needs to work these both the qualities with the pious state. Because the man has three qualities in him. Some people have Rajoguna more, some people may have Tamoguna more. To equalize that, every time place the pious, place the Sattva. What happens? If there is Tamoguna too much, it will get neutralized. If Rajoguna is too much, it will get neutralized. You are saying, Amma, all these gunas are from Bhagavan. Why are they different? To work on the creation, there should be three qualities. Triguna. He comes as a Triguna. All the gunas are very good. If you can work on the devotion with the Tamo guna, no problem at all. But the Prakriti will not allow you to do it. It happened to very few bhaktas, like Bhakta Kannappa. He was such an ignorant. You understand? That is why that Tamo guna worked with the pious state. It's a different aspect completely. So very few of them will be like that. So for a Akshara Jnana who has studied some Aksharas will work with the nice pious state. He will keep working. First of all, he might not be knowing it, but later on he will work on that. So on that, so the first of all, the devotion is pious itself, what we thought it, but the devotion is an individual exists in him according to the degree of pious in him. So if there is a degree of betterment, he better comes into the pious state. If the degree is not better, he keeps on fluctuating. So here the degree, the degree exists in him according to the pious. So devotion is nothing but personality inclining to get into integration. Personality is a converging spiral which leads to me. The I am in all. Generally people live identified with what they are devoted to, but that's okay. So when the pious predominates overactivity and inertia, the person is attracted to one of the gods who works for the creation. When the activity predominates on inertia, the pious, the individual is attracted to the astral and the elemental entities. When the inertia predominates, overactivity and pious, the individual is drawn towards departed souls and the forces that are working with him. Since the devotion is pious itself in core, one can alter his nature by deliberate choice against his own inclination. This is the mantra scripture that Master dictated us. So you can make your own things. And he said many kinds of foods. You know, the Tamoguna people eats so and so food. The Rajoguna people eat so and so food. So that is not good. Try to have a nice food habit. On the spiritual plane, the devotee every time wants to have a healthy food because he should be healthy to do the spiritual sadhana. So he comes to the pious state according to his habits, food habits, drink habits, sex habits, everything. All these have to get a nice aligned. So Krishna also gave the foods that the bhakta have to take. What to take? So the pious way of performing a sacred rite should be not for no result. For no result, he should do the rites. Okay, so accept the welfare of all by following the scientific procedure of this scripture. When you want to do some kind of ritual rites, follow the Shastra. Without following the Shastra, you cannot have a nice discipline in the life. So discipline is also one form of devotion. So you have to cultivate that also. Determination is also one form. So all these things clubbed together is called devotion. So performing for a desired result or for more show of doing it belongs to the overactive nature. The result conditions him and binds him. Is it not? Yeah. So don't do, Krishna says, don't do that kind of procedures. You do your activity, just leave it. I will take care of it. Don't work for the result. If you are not working for the result, you are nice devotee, is it not? That's it. Daniki kolata ade. How you measure? Do not expect anything and do the work. So like that, performing without a procedure, without a proper incantation, without charity, and above all, without preparing any food for others belonging to the inert nature, such things lead him to results of his own defects. If he is conditioned like this and doing the activity, what happens? He is every time on the default. He cannot make anything of his own good. So, people speak of penance. Right? Tapas. Tapassu cheyuta ane dani meeda maatladutu unta. So, these are in many ways. We will see those things and close, right? Because you need to know that point very clear. So, the correct sense is on the physical. It is like worship of God, gurus, and the learned. Okay? There should be cleanliness. There should be straightforwardness. Okay? Keeping the conscious towards the cosmic welfare. Nice? Non-violence. These include the penance on the physical plane. These are the tapas you need to do on the physical plane. Okay? We will see on the vocal plane. On the vocal plane, using words which do not hurt others. Speaking truthfully. Even if you are speaking truth, it should not hurt. You should say in such a way. Right? Truthfully is different from speaking truth. There is a slight difference that should be understood. There are, in the scriptures, it is there. So here, speaking with love and for benefit, speaking with love and for benefit, reading the scriptures to follow. This is on the vocal plane. On the vocal plane, you need to work like this. And on the mental plane. So, keeping the mind at ease. On the mental plane, you should keep the mind at ease, progressive and conductive thinking. Every time, it should be a kind of well-being of everybody, which means the progress of your own. It should be like that. It should be in a conductive thinking. And there should be a mental silence. And there should be a self-control. And there should be a cleanliness of thought. And a nice imagination. Imagination is also on the very crude levels nowadays. Don't do such things. Okay? If you work on the well-being of everybody, there is a good imagination. Otherwise, all false imaginations and people eat our brain. We will lose our mental ability or mental peace. Don't do that. So, these three planes, the penance on these three planes, and the spiritual is expanded and are expected to practice this gradually. This is very important. So, the penance for the devotion demands no result. It is practiced by the pious. It is only practiced by the pious. It is very hard to stay on the inertia or dynamism. It will make you zigzag. So, you need to stay with the people with satsang where there is a pious state. Then your mind gets calmed and you can work on the physical, on the vocal, on the mental well. So try to be with good people who are onto the spiritual plane, not commanding, demanding, ruling. Okay? Each one of you has to understand, no, when you sit in the satsang. Everybody cannot understand higher things in the same way. Each one's perception is different from other. You need to understand. You should not create friction in the satsang. Oh, you should understand that, oh, this man has understood this, to this point. That's okay. He will understand later on. Like that, with devotion, you need to work in the spiritual path. So, no stupidifying things on the penance. Okay? So, this is what Master is every time telling us. And finally, offering with a half mind should also be avoided. What we do? Normally, చేసి చెయ్యనట్టుగా చేస్తాం bhakti. Why? Because if that fellow comes in front of us, oh my God, we cannot, how can we leave all these things? It is impossible. So, ఆ భక్తిని మనం చేసి చేయనట్టుగా చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. అది కుదరదు. దాన్ని హాఫ్ మైండ్ అంటాం. సో, offering with a half mind should be avoided. Such offering belongs to the overactive nature. So, at a stretch, this quality may not come. This pious will not just come like that. It is many births sadhana. Because you cannot attain so many things at one birth, Bhagavan gave so many births. It's okay. Come on, realize it. Realize to the core. Stop doing that activity on the inertia or dynamism. There is an opportunity to you. That is why we know that this human birth is not a privilege, it is an opportunity. Try to work, whatever, however you can, whatever the state you are, slowly try to make a devotion with a nice purity. So Krishna says, you are with the pious, those who intend welfare and auspicious, utter, tat, that means welfare. Before they do anything auspicious, you too do any good thing by uttered in the required intention. By following this procedure, you add the welfare of all on the mental plane. Such practices are progressive for a student of spiritualism. So, Sat uttered before, ritual, penance or offering is made to establish good traditions. So, here an ablation, an offering, a penance or a good deed without devotion is only a bad deed. So it adds in no way to anything mundane or spiritual. Whatever you do, do it with devotion and it is mine. అది నా పని, నీ పని కాదు. అని తెలిస్తే అది ఎప్పుడూ డివోషన్ పాత్ మీదే ఉంటుంది. సో యూ బెటర్ బీ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ a devoted person. You should be called as a bhakta, not as a master. Okay? So try to be on that path devotion where you can conduct all the things in your life very balanced way. Whatever you do with the bhakti said by Krishna. All these words are not mine. It was spoken through me. So let us understand it more deeper to have a better spiritual sadhana and a better spiritual student, right? An occult practitioner understands more and deeper, not on the surface, and do bhakti. So you need to have patience on bhakti. You need to have shraddha on bhakti. This will every time make a kind of nice link with karma. All the karma should be like that, where your lead to the jnana. So it's a very nice opportunity for me by Virginia Balaji Temple to meet all you, and we are happy to speak about something. For me it is a very nice time. Maybe for you it is a sleeping time. It's okay, but listening about him and sleeping, Bhagavan give you a nice dream, a deep, nice sleep for all of you to make all your work success, and the temple with great, charity of giving their own, whatever is given by Bhagavan is given to the temple. Yes, it is not ours. It is all Bhagavan's. We are giving him. So, bhakti on many levels, we work on things and we make ourselves comfortable. All the comforts they are on bhakti. That is why Annamacharya also said a Sankirtana like this. Bhakti ni paidokate parama sukhamu. Bhakti ni paidokate parama sukhamu. Mukti chochina nizam okkate ledu. Bhakti ni paidokate parama sukhamu. Mukti chochina nizam okkate ledu. Bhakti ni paidokate parama sukhamu. Kulamenta kaliginanu కూడించు గర్వంబు చలమెంత కలిగినను జగడమేరేచు. కులమెంత కలిగినను కూడించు గర్వంబు చలమెంత కలిగినను జగడమేరేచు. తలపెంచిన తగిలించు కోరికలు. తలపెంచిన తగిలించు కోరికలు. ఎలమి విజ్ఞానంబు ఏమిటలేదు. భక్తిని పైదొక్కటే పరమ సుఖము. ముక్తి చూచిన నిజం ఒక్కటే లేదు. భక్తిని పైదొక్కటే పరమ సుఖము. I wish all of you be given by Master such a nice, great bhakti without any ahankara, placed at his feet, at the Master's feet. Master Namaskar.
Thank you, Amma. This was wonderful.